Welcome. This is about expecting greatness to come to you. And this is a topic that is very close to my heart because I truly believe that um, we all deserve greatness. We all deserve to experience how great this life can be for us because that's what life is all about. However, we lived in survival mode for so many thousands of years that we forgot to enjoy. We forgot how to, show up in a way that really brings us excitement, and also how easy that is to actually be experienced as a daily reality in our lives, because we are so trained to focus on survival and surviving and earning a living, and the stories that societies are keep perpetuating for thousands of years, instead of living from our purpose, living from who we truly are, from our soul, which actually can bring you massive amounts of abundance, massive amounts of prosperity. And such is my experience, and such was my experience over the last years. The more I stepped into my power, the more I stepped into my teachings, into my creativity, publishing my book, posting and creating courses, enrolling over 23,000 students, just by being myself and sharing what feels alive for me, like what is my wisdom and my gifts and my lessons in life. And so if I can do it, and thousands of other people can do it nowadays through their own platforms, in their own ways, through their own gifts, everyone can do it. And it's the most rewarding way, if you ask me, to live here on planet Earth nowadays. And it is a possibility for everyone. And I'm not saying that you need to do it even on your laptop, or if you don't like technology, if you don't like social media, you don't have to do it that way. There's plenty of ways to do it. And your soul knows the best what that is for you. Right? So the point is that you have to expect greatness to happen to you. You have to expect a life that feels good, that feels great, not only good. And close that loop of survival mode. So, can you expect greatness as a fundamental law of reality? This is the first point that I want to speak about. Can you accept that? Can you accept that life is good for you, that the Creator is your ally, that you don't even have to prove yourself to life or to anyone else in order to live a great life, in order to live being who you truly are and what your gifts are? Because we have been trained to prove ourselves. We have been trained to validate our worth to someone external, whether that is society, our governments, our institutions, our corporations, our cultures and traditions, our family values, and all of those things. We have been trained to prove ourselves to someone, to our leader, to whoever we have been trained to see as authority. But who is your authority? I'm asking you that. Who is your authority? Who do you put in that precious position? Who? Parents, society, beliefs, concepts, religion, traditions, countries? Who? Who? Our jobs, corporations, our boss, our partner, our husband or wife? Who do we put in that position? The only thing that has that position and should always have is the Creator inside of you. Just as much as the same force exists outside, it also exists inside. but we are guided by it from the inside out, not from the outside in, not from someone telling us what to do and what to expect, what to believe in, how worthy we are, how valuable we are, how powerful or powerless we are, because someone decides that this is who you are, and you so all of a sudden accept that or take that personally and create stories out of it, and then you prove yourself to that person, or you prove yourself to other people that come next in your life because of some pattern, because of some happening, some event, right, that happened in our lives. No, we need to stop doing that. We need to know that life is good for us. We need to have that as a foundation deep inside of us, as a deep knowing. It's not even a belief. This is a knowing, and is demonstrated and proved by the Creator already, by this creation already. Because you have been chosen to exist here in this reality. That alone is your proof. You have been chosen by a force that said, you are going to exist here for at least 100 years, or on average 100 years, and do whatever things you need to do here, whatever things you need to experience. And this is not a burden, this is not a prison. The whole solar system, do you know that the whole solar system, the whole dynamic of the solar system, and the gravity around every planet and everything in this galaxy even, it is in such a way so that you could exist, so that you can experience life on this earth. That's how worthy you are, that's how valuable you are, that's where you have to receive your worth. Not from someone's approval, not from someone's perspective, whether you are or not worthy of greatness or worthy of who knows what, whatever you're calling in. Okay, so lock that in as a first fundamental thing, is that you have to expect greatness. You have to expect life to be good to you. If you don't have that, and if you have any other negative doubts, worries as a foundation, or sabotage and stuff like that, then work to rewire that and believe that life is good. Because I get it, we lived for thousands of years in survival mode, so we have a background of looking for threats, scanning threats externally, internally, and believing that bad things happen to us. But nope, good things happen to us. Good things happen to us when we know that from the inside out. I experience miracles every single day, every single week. Incredible things, incredible people that I work with, clients, opportunities, rendezvous in my life, synchronicities, love, connections, events that are so nourishing, opportunities, finances, all of it. So be open, be open. Now the second thing I want to speak about, this topic of expecting greatness to come to you, or to us, to me, right? Because I'm sharing this, as I'm sharing this with you, I share it with myself as well, right? It's a reminder, and we can never be reminded enough of this. So the second thing is to stop negotiating and strategizing with your doubts and worries, and take exciting action instead. Do you know that when you are worrying, when you are in this frequency of worry and doubts, you're actually sending a prayer. This is a reversed prayer that you send in the creation, so that more of that can happen to you. So when you're worried, you're actually closer to experience that reality. You're not avoiding it. It's not like, oh, now I need to worry because I need to be realistic. Otherwise, I'm bypassing something. No, you need to be delusional about good things, about greatness. You don't need to worry. You need to pray to the Creator for the great things in your life that you want to happen. As simple as that. We need to be a little bit delusional about these things. Every single creator, every single genius, every single person that created something innovative in this world, or something powerful, something really meaningful, they had to be a little bit delusional. You cannot create from being realistic and trying to cover or secure yourself from negative things, and especially not to worry. Worry is, again, it's a reversed prayer, and you will attract what you worry about. You will attract your doubts and fears. And this is why many people ask themselves, well, why am I seeing this whole in reality? Why am I repeating this loop, these patterns over and over again? It's been years. Well, you're still worrying about it. You're still complaining about it. You're still speaking about it with your friends and sharing, and validating it into your reality, into your subconscious. So there has to be a point where we deliberately shift and don't negotiate with worrying. And instead, when we observe ourselves, oh wow, now I'm worrying. Now I'm in doubt. Okay, what can I do? Either breathe a little bit, stop, breathe, catch yourself, just catch yourself. See it, be compassionate, don't judge yourself, don't create stories, oh I'm not good enough, look I did it again and stuff like that. No, just in that moment, just stop, be with yourself, acknowledge that it's been so many years and you're human and you're doing your best. Catch yourself, and then once you catch yourself, then take exciting action towards the things that you want, towards the things that make you feel good. So that's how we do it. We have to catch ourselves at some point. We'll have to stop letting it run the show. It's crazy for how many people these people think this way, and myself included. I have moments, I have minutes, and sometimes even hours in a day when I can go on a spiral of worrying or doubting or trying to strategize with survival instead of focusing on the outcome that I want. We are human, so it's all good as long as you have more positive than the negative. You're in a good balance, but you don't want to waste time either way. You don't want to focus too much on worrying, because there's really nothing good happening from that frequency. So stop negotiating to it. Alright, so the third point that I want to chat with you about this is, I want to put more emphasis onto this, what I said, which is shift your attention from scanning for threats to expecting blessings. Okay, so we have to be really compassionate with ourselves here. I have to underline this. Why? Because again, it is 20 years, 30 years for some people, 40 years for other people of survival mode. And this is just in this lifetime. This goes beyond, this goes for thousands of years. So I'm not here to justify it. I'm not here to say, well, I get it, I know where you come from, then just keep surviving and keep being miserable. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, yes, take responsibility, but each time you see that you're failing, or you're going back to 0 point, or you're going maybe one step forward, 2 steps back, there will be moments in our lives when that happens, and we all know about those moments. Now that's exactly when things are gonna shift, and when things can actually shift is how you show up for yourself in those moments. Because if you show up being hard on yourself, if you show up judging yourself, then what you're doing is nothing else but what the whole world, society, government, our family, and all of these cultures of, of conditioning, we're doing the same thing that they did on us. So that's how we break through this loop, is by showing up for ourselves differently, showing up with love and compassion and mercy for how deep we've been on this journey. Not shaming ourselves, not guilt tripping ourselves, not criticizing ourselves, but understanding, understanding how deep this goes. Especially because no one really knows your pain and my pain. No one knows what we had to endure to be who we are, to be where we are in our journey. So very, very important is to really establish compassion. That is the only thing that actually is going to shift this. That's the most powerful moment. Actually, that doesn't happen when you are in a high frequency and everything is working. That's not the most powerful moment. The most powerful moment is when you can catch yourself so that you can actually build to that reality. That's the most powerful moment, when you can shift from the loop that you've been repeating for years and years, and in that moment you literally elevate your destiny, your timeline, your reality to a better one. That is the most powerful moment. So this is what you want to look up towards, and again, do it with compassion. Love your failures. Love your doubts. This might sound weird, but love them. Love them all. Bring love into it all. Love the negative self-talk. You cannot shift while being a terrorist to yourself. And I tried for years to do that. I tried, and I succeeded partially. I was like, oh my God, I did it now. I shifted, and then it came back again. And each time the invitation was, Alex, do it with more love. Stop being so serious about it. Stop being so terrorist about yourself and your own journey and evolution. Be more compassionate towards yourself. You are a creator, you're not a destroyer. Stop destroying yourself. I mean, we are destroying ourselves, but with love, right? So that's something where that really shifted the game for me, of how I do this in a way that just feels sustainable and exciting, and I just realized that there is no reason whatsoever for me to ever be hard on myself. There is no reason for me to ever guilt trip myself. Not even when I do mistakes, not even when I do something negative, not even when I'm the villain in someone's story. Sometimes I can be the villain in your story. I'm still human. We are all having the hero and the villain inside ourselves. So even in those moments, we have to show up loving ourselves. We have to show up with compassion, to understand, to be aware, so that we can actually not repeat that. So yeah, it is a continuous journey. It is a continuous invitation to show up with compassion and love in this process. And then that's how you shift. That's how you expect greatness, because you already have given yourself that greatness. You treated yourself with love. And another thing that I want to share about this, the last thing that I want to share about this, is to feel the arrival of your blessings, of your greatness, whatever you're calling in, of the good things in your life, is to feel that in your body before it even happens. Get yourself familiar with that frequency, with that energy. Wire your nervous system to be able to hold that reality, because that's how you attract it. That's how you allow it. That's how you receive. So this is something that you can do at all times. When you're bored, when instead of judging, instead of being worried, you could do this, right? You could actively work for your highest timeline, for your greatest destiny, instead of being frustrated that it doesn't happen, instead of counting the failures, negotiating with doubt, strategizing with our worries, and building from survival mode, creating from survival mode. This is what we can do instead, like building from a place of like really intentional, deliberate. That's how we rewire. People say, well, I let go of the past, I let go of that loop or that pattern that bothered me for who knows, years and years. Well, good, you let go, but what are you creating in that space that is now empty? What are you bringing in? Create something new. Feel your desired experience. Bring that greatness in the present moment so that you can actually receive it. Because this is how it works. It's just energetics. Laws of attractions are real. And when you are ready to feel it, then it already exists and you will experience in your reality. I saw this over and over and over and over again. And I'm experiencing, this is how I experience, this is how I attract clients. My clients, sometimes I don't, like rarely I reach out to someone and ask them, hey, do you want to work with me, for example? Like sometimes I do feel a connection and I reach out to people. When I really feel a connection, I do. And I use my intuition. But most of the times I'm constantly keeping myself ready for it, right? I'm allowing that reality to exist, and then people reach out to me out of nowhere, guys. Like out of nowhere. I'm signing up coaching clients and contracts in a freaking coffee shop where I just go to enjoy an ice cream or a chocolate cake or something. Like it is literally how it works. You just have to be present and excited and feel it first before it lands. And yeah, train yourself more. Ask yourself, what can I do today to improve my reality, to allow more greatness to come to me, to expect that greatness, because you took the action, then you expect it. It's not an expectation where you are demanding, right? You expect it because it's just a logical step, it's just a logical reason, because you showed up, you did everything in your power. And this is what the Creator wants from us, the Creator inside of us, right? Or God, however you want to call it. What it wants from you is to show up. It's to show up for it. To be even stubborn about it, about that thing that you want. And then it's going to land in your experience. It's going to be brought into your experience, because life works. Life is good to us. Life and the Creator wants to give us everything. Period. So that's it. This is what I want to this is what I want to share with you, as simple as this. And now I want you to look into yourself really and be honest with yourself, and look into all of those areas where you are hard on yourself, where you don't speak nicely to yourself, and possibly others too, because it's always a mirror. How we treat ourselves, we treat others, right? So if you don't feel like, maybe you don't do it actively towards yourself, you do it passively in your own mind, there's like this evil speech towards yourself. If you want to have a greater mirror, look how you treat others. Look how you judge. If you have resentment towards someone, if you experience some lack inside of you, there's this disconnect, lack. Look in those areas, look in those uncomfortable areas, and apply love and compassion in all of them, and then tune into the best case scenario. Align with that frequency of greatness and see, what do you truly want to experience. What would you rather experience compared with where you are and how reality was for you so far. And trust me, when you shift that, when you manage to shift that and you connect with that energy, you're gonna shift timelines, massive timelines. Abundance comes, incredible opportunities, somehow, like whatever promotion in your work, your soul purpose comes to you clearly than ever. There's gonna be so much beauty happening because you're allowing the energy, you're moving the energy. So that's what I wanted to share with you. I hope this really resonates. And also for those of you who wants to dive deep and connect with me on a weekly basis to be part of my inner circle, my tribe of masterful creators, if there's something deep inside you moving right now, wanting to be created, which you want to when you want to create something, you're calling, there is something calling you on a deeper level, and you want to connect more with being prosperous, being who you truly are, what you truly came here to be and do, right? Let me know, and it will be my honor to have you in my community. It's a monthly based community. I just started 2 months ago, and it's amazing. It's intimate right now, but it's gonna grow. And so if you feel the calling, let me know. Text me. You can connect with me also on Instagram if you want. Let me put my Instagram down here, and then we can have a conversation and see if that's for you. No attachments, no. This has to be pure resonance for you. Have a beautiful rest of the week and weekend, and remember that you deserve the greatest thing to happen to you. You deserve greatness, not because you do something, not because you know, not because you need validation from it. It's simply because of how beautiful your soul is as a creator, coming here in this on this planet, on this in this reality on planet Earth, which is not easy. This is a university for masters, and we came here as old souls to live our best lives, to actualize our wisdom, to actualize our purpose, and to have some fun, right? So of course you deserve the greatest things. Of course you do. Know that, feel that, allow that to be your reality. And I will see you soon. Ciao for now.